One West, y'all. I'm Shy Excel, man. And let me tell you something. We different over here. We big steppers. Let's go.
Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa. Yo, what you say? No, we don't play you out your mind. Watch what you say, that type of shit could get you lined. And if you search, then let me tell you what you'll find. The city is mine. Just a mud who became the pick of the litter. Now my name ring bells when you talk heavy hitters. Nice nigga, but don't make me transform like Thriller. Sam Cooke a nigga beat like I was born by the river. Go get her, you piss her, you get off of the shitter. Can't put you in the spotlight, you niggas are with her. Keep an eye open around for any nigga that slither. Cause it ain't no sunshine here like Bill Withers, whoa. Fuck you know about this life I live. How you gon' talk to me like I ain't lose no rib? Like I ain't lose no crib, ain't lose no kid. Ain't sleep in my car and I ain't lose no gig. Shit, I never gave an order that I ain't did. And I ain't never take a fucking thing that I wouldn't give. Always kept it a bill, homie, I ain't fit. And if I had to go sit, then I just do my bid. Yo, my whole team full of steel beams we can't fold. Your whole circle full of some squares you can't roll. That's why we always take it to levels you can't go. Talk shit, but you can see me with these hands though. If looks to kill like Cyclops, these niggas wanna see me in Pine Box. Know that on my watch, got a better chance to rewind clocks when you quit nigga when time stops, bitch. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa.
This flow is award-winning. Torment him, bomb to death, I'm bored with him. Trash him, throw him away with the has-beens. Ice cold with the flow, I'm Alaskan. You was in the fucking jungle in the past tense. I be with the lions, they my friends, Harold Baskins. And like her, they'll never find a body. Tiger stripe tracksuit, feeling like Joe Exotic. Shit, I don't know what it is, but I know I got it. Feeling like Alonzo, surgical with the shotty. All you see is skull and bones, Illuminati. Probably, I be the illest nigga to do it. I just talk shit on the beat and they call it music. I just come provide you with heat, remain the coolest. You ain't never been in the street with all the shooters. I was sipping yak with rioters and looters. Gotta keep my boots laced, shoot straight. Run up on you with the deuce 8 in a screw face. It's bad out here, my style effortless. 2 hands hugging a Ruger, so affectionate. A lot of suckers don't want war, I'm respecting it. Biggest stepper, snatch a plate, the hood starving. Cause they got beard shoe trades like James Harden. Straight from NY to Philly, we still mobbing.
Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa. 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 Whoa.
One West, y'all. I'm Shy Excel, man. And let me tell you something. We different over here. We big steppers. Let's go.
Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my niggas, my niggas. Certified One West hitters, whoa. Go get a big stepper. Hard body, One West rapper. Put on for my king, my.
Y'all ain't ready yet, man. Here it come right now. Prepare yourself. Here comes the boom.
Here come the boom. Look who just stepped in the room. Got soldiers in every direction. As long as they step in tune. I been all black with the groom. Watching Babylon fall to doom. Lord, know I'm ready, and I know that you know that her love is deadly, but I am immune. These niggas talking rude to whom? That's a spot, you'll be moving soon, and you'll be leaving shortly. Still walking with them angels, yeah, they still enforce me. Got a whole lot of zeal, I can't get it off me. Plus I'm winning like I got a blue ribbon on me. He ain't one what, bitch, I beg your pardon. See, I knew these niggas like to do that pillow talking. So that's why I bought a Glock to the slumber party. Got it out the dust. I just began to it pretty much. That brotherhood keep it in the club. If it ain't one West nigga, hush. I don't want to hear it, keep the tone down. Had a couple complications, but it's on now. So you can kill it, speculation, bitch, I'm thrown down. And if you want a conversation, set his zone down. What he say, I ain't hear him, I done zoned down. Can't walk, this a low mile. I'm 44, I'm on another level with it. These niggas never listen, so I let the devil get his ass. I try to tell him, I'm a rebel nigga. Better be careful if you ever think I'm stepping in my pound. Cause it ain't no game. Stay in your lane, now I'm playing twisted metal with his ass. Got it out the gut. I just been getting to it pretty much. Your brotherhood, a weapon, gotta keep it in the clutch. Revenge to my main bitch, I think I got a crush. And she know that I got some sick shit inside me. Bitch, you know it's UPK versus everybody. Got the side, move the buttons like he Teddy Riley. Now I race through the track like a Ricky Bobby. Got it out the dust. I just been getting to it pretty much. Your brotherhood, a weapon, gotta keep it in the clutch. Gotta keep it with me, it's a must. Got it out the dust. I just been getting to it pretty much. Your brotherhood, a weapon, gotta keep it in the clutch. If it ain't one West nigga, hot.
You heard what he said. If they want West nigga hush, watch your goddamn mouth, man. We ain't the same. We not the same. We'll never be the same. We react different. We live different. And we're gonna keep on pushing this truth until your house shall return, sucker. And y'all niggas out there, y'all lukewarm. Y'all can never be us. Cause we hot. Burning hot. Let's get it.
I gotta do that too. Salaki, mic check, mic check, mic check. There we go. Salaki, mic check, mic check, mic check. All right. Salaki, Sioux Falls, let me know if you can hear me. She's banging on that door and I'm still. Can I get a thumbs up in for Sioux Falls? Thumbs up if you can hear me. All right, the water. Now, Salaki, it seems like there might be a bit of a lag, at least from what I'm seeing on my phone. So if there are any delays or interruptions, just let me know. We can run it back. With that, shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Atam Shem Yahshua to the sisters. We are the Isupk, the Israelite School Universal Practical Knowledge, established in 1969, on West on the 25th Street, Harlem, New York. We're led by Commander General Yahana. We're not affiliated with any other organization. Israel, pay your tithes, man. Israel, pay your tithes. Get ready for the Lord's 57th annual Passover in Houston, Texas. April 4th. It falls on a Saturday, so April 4th is the Passover day. The Feast of Unleavened Bread is going to start April 5th. That's that following Sunday. And then for a space of 8 days after that. You'll get your lodging set up, get your hotel set up, save a couple dollars, and we'll see y'all up there. We got Hanukkah coming up, December 14th. That's on a Sunday, I believe, this year. And that's also going to be for a space of 8 days. It's going to be an opening, I don't want to say ceremony, but there's going to be an opening to the Feast of Dedication. There's not going to be a closing to it like we might have with other high holy days. But we will definitely have the opening. That will be a Sabbath service. It's like I got to double check on that. I don't think it's going to be Sabbath service. I think it's approached a little bit differently because we don't see it outlined in Leviticus like that. It comes in later. You'll see the Maccabees. So we'll double check to see on the procedures for it. But stay tuned. Get ready for it. And welcome to class. Shout out to Sioux Falls, Rapid City. Shout out to the brothers here in the room. Let's open it up. Any questions, comments, or concerns first? Start there just to get that out the way. Even if it's off topic, it's something that we can bring up now. Otherwise, we shall move forward. We got a couple brothers that are a little bit newer to it. Some that just need to get kind of reacclimated. So make sure that we get it's gonna be a lot of repetition, a lot of reciting, back and forth. We're just gonna spit this out until you just can't do it no more. Read it and write it, recite it at home. Don't just wait until Friday for you to start learning the LASHAWAN QADASH. Exhaust it. Exhaust your notebooks. Right. Recite it to yourself at home, on the job, just kicking and playing your game or some shit like that. Get comfortable with it. Get familiar with it. Because when you come up reading for Sabbath service or just for the sake of your culture, it's going to be important to be able to differentiate the different characters here. There are some elements of them that do look a lot alike that you want to make sure that you're catching in the timely manner, so that when you're reading it, you can read it pretty smooth. It's going to be a learning process, so don't nobody get discouraged if you don't feel like you're advancing as fast as you might like to. Reality sometimes just does not work that way, so show yourself a little bit of mercy. So we will get right into it first. Start with the brothers in the room. Now, not sure what you had retained from before. Could you recite the alphabet? Can you identify the characters?
I think I can.
Let's see if you could give it a shot real quick. Let's see what you all know. Remember, we read and write from the right to left.
Right.
Yep.
Start at the top. Ayah. Ba. Ba da. Ha. Wa. Sa. Cha. Ta. Ya. Ka. La. Ma. Na. Sa. I. Ka. Desire. Qua. That qua?
That is a qua.
Qua. Wa. Shata.
All right, that's good. You skipped Ga. This guy right here.
Okay,
I don't know if you can see.
I see it. I see
Let's get that one. This is going to be ka, not cha. Ka. Not ka. Ka. Yuck. Like, it's not going to be the same as ka. Ka. Like a guttural, phlegmy kind of back of the throat. Ka. Like a hard H. Ka. Ka. Because we got Captain Tazaryak. We got Captain Katazak. So those are important elements in their names when you're pronouncing. And a plethora of other brothers that have that character in there. All right, Chupa Mathak. How much have you retained from your previous experience with the alphabet? Could you recite it?
100% the alphabet.
All right, let's hear it.
Ba, ka, da, ha, wa, za, ka, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, a, pa, za, kwa, ra, sha, da.
All right, good shit, good shit. All right. Sioux Falls, how's everybody feeling on pronouncing it? Give me a thumbs up if you feel good. All right, y'all been doing a lot of hard work with that too. So we ain't got to I don't know if we ain't got to necessarily go through everybody, but who's all present? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's give it a go. If y'all could come off mic and then one by one, rank in order.
Shalom, QADASH. My dad's here too.
Shalom, by the way, I'm off camera today.
Hey, Most High in Christ. Shalom.
Right.
Hey, no sweat. We're getting a lot of echo in the background. I don't know if I got to turn mine off.
I think that might be fine.
A lot of these, when I have these part of it like that, Bluetooth to the car.
I don't know whose end of that's going to be on. All right, Salakia, since I don't know if we can identify where that ringing is coming from, we can just turn the mics off. All right, Sioux Falls, mute up. That's got to be coming from me, Salakia. Mic check. Looks. I don't know. I got a lot of echo coming in on this side. A lot of reverb, but that ringing is not there anymore either. So we'll just try to continue to the best of our abilities what we got. And Lord allow this doesn't go haywire. All right, so Sioux Falls, I don't know if y'all are capable of doing this, but if you are able to, maybe do a voice recording and send that in as an email. You ain't got to do it right now. You can say that for the end of class, and then we can, we'll review that for next week along with any other homework assignments. All right, so today we're going to go into Psalms 83. Salakia. If you could, I need the 1611 and then one of the Torahs. Salakia, not that one. 1611 King James, the smaller brown. Yep. And then that blue one next to the Torah. Oh. Yep. One of those. We're going to go into Psalms 83. Again, we're going to just take these a couple verses at a time. This one's going to be a bit longer. It has 18 verses in it. All right, so in Psalms 83, it seems like in a lot of them, I don't know if this can be true for every case, but it seems like verse 1 actually starts off with their kind of introduction to it. Like in Psalms 83, it says a psalm of Isupk. And then in the Hebrew, like across, it translates that into the Hebrew, but that's verse 1. Now, we don't go by that when we're like in the prayers. Or in like the King James, it doesn't start that off as verse 1. Let's double check this real quick. Yeah, in the King James, it skips that introduction. Verse 1 in the King James is going to be verse 2 in the Torah. So we're going to be, if you were to like be looking at the Torah or the Blue Letter Bible, it'll have that introduction as verse 1. We're not going to be starting with that introduction at verse 1. Phone's on mute. I can hear all the ticking from the texting. See how it looks with the glare this time. That almost worked out. All right, so this is Alahayim. It's an A, La, Ha, Ya, Ma. Alahayim. If you can't make it out in the glare, that is Alahayim. This is just all A or La. I can see that kind of curved up a little bit. I'm going to get the kids set up and lay back down. All right, most sound Christ, the water for your diligence. My head booming. Hey, no sweat, brother. Hope you feel better. I be getting migraines and shit like that too, especially when I don't hydrate properly. I don't know if the brain's swelling up or something like that. So just make sure you're staying hydrated. I don't know all the the symptoms or what you might be going through, but it might be a good start if aspirins and shit ain't working. I'll down a whole bottle of them and it won't do nothing. I don't even mess with it no more like that. But yeah, go get some rest, brother. Deal with the rest of it later. Now for y'all, since I'm not gonna put the blue letter on here, I don't think, just because that might, well, maybe it won't be so bad. I just don't want to do all the back and forth since I ain't got a media man right now, but we'll still open it up. Otherwise, for y'all, I would suggest opening up a blue letter on your phone. You got it right. So now, just because again, when we start getting into some of these, you're gonna see how backwards it could be presented. right, so Alahayim. This is going to be Al Damya Lakah. Al Thakarash. Again, Thakarash. Al Thakarash. Wa'al Thashaqua. All. Yeah. So now, were you paying attention to what I said in the beginning, or were you on your phone texting?
Well, I don't know. So I know that I don't want different than that.
Because of what I said in the beginning. All right, no sweat. So in the King James, like when we read the prayers, let me just show you. You know how to read Roman numerals?
Yeah.
All right, so go to Psalms 83 here. And for everybody at home too, it's good to practice your knowledge on Roman numerals, just so that you can identify them if you're ever going through the King James version. Comes in handy. 1611. I think like the modern King James, they don't really do the Roman numerals, but in the 1611, you're on the right page. Are you seeing it?
Trying to stop popping. Trying to ring out Washington.
Do you need to step off to the side or something and call her, or let me get the slack? Yeah, let me get the sword back instead of. For what? All right, but I'll wait till the brothers comes back to explain that. Guys, we got Alahayim, Al Damya Lakah, Al Thacharash, Wa'al Thashaqua, All. And the way that this is going to read in English is, oh God. So now, another funky part about the blue letter is, all right, you're gonna see, actually, I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna try to share the screen. Okay, so now we're looking at this. We got the toolbar opened up. When we're trying to draw the parallels between the Hebrew and the English, for example, you're going to see here keep. And it's going to be, H1824 is what it lines it up with, damya. But you're going to see this arrow. I don't know the exact term necessarily, or the what they call it. But if you skip down a little bit to the word silence, it's also going to be that H1824, damya, with an arrow up. Keep has an arrow down. Damya has an arrow up. You're going to see that as a common theme in a lot of cases. And again, I don't know the semantics, the specific details behind why, but it's usually, I don't want to say it's just going to be the top or the bottom word, but it's usually going to be one of those words is the actual like root word, and then the other one that gets attached to it that also shares that same designation is just kind of like a filler. It's like an appendix. You don't really need it on there. But again, from what we've experienced with some of these translations in English, you have to add some of those fillers to kind of make sense of the complete thought from Hebrew to English. So keep is just kind of, I guess, insinuated into the concept of damya. So if we open up silence, for example, we could open up either or silence or keep. It would have both brought us to damya here. Scroll down a little bit. And I guess I already had it open. The outline of biblical usage. So cessation, quiet, rest, silence, pause, peacefulness. That's the root word. That's the primary word here in that phrase, al damya laka. So in English, we have the concept of, or the phrase, I should say, keep not thou silence, O God. So it starts off, in English, the verse actually starts off with keep not thou silence, O God, but in the Hebrew, it starts off with Elohim. So you're addressing the Most High first, and this is just kind of a generic reference to the Most High. This is not his formal name, Elohim, at all. Allah, Elohim, those are just kind of generalized words that you could use in reference to the Most High. But this could also be used towards an angel, a messenger, a judge, just depending on the context. But in this context, we are referencing the Most High. But again, that has nothing to do with his formal name, Yahweh. But in Hebrew, it would start off addressing the Most High, and then the request, keep not thou silence. So lakah here is thou. Damya, silence. All is not. Now again, we've also seen where la'ah might be used instead. I'm not exactly sure why the trade-off, but maybe it's just a Hebrew grammatical word or grammatical rule. Something that we can get to at a later time. Certain things about this, I'm still learning along with you. All right, you guys are switching to YouTube, okay? No sweat. All right, so St. Sioux Falls, let them come back. They can always review this part later. But I got Okay. My fault for not switching that back up. All right, so I was saying here, so they got all for not, thou, laka, silence, damya. And then keep is just, I don't know, call it flair for the dramatic, artistic or creative freedom. However, you know, they came to that conclusion. But again, we're kind of trying to keep in mind the era that this was written in English in 1611. So the old Quaker English, that old kind of Shakespearean kind of era style. Shakespeare did not write the Bible, by the way. He did not write anything in the Bible. It's just using that as an example because of the relevance to the old English that he was famous for. Otherwise, if you took keep out of it, not thou silence, doesn't make a whole lot of sense, except when you look at the concept of damya. Again, the definition of it was, cessation, peacefulness. Quiet, rest, silence, pause. So now the application of it. Just in English, that's not, you don't have all the information to put that concept together. So keep is just kind of added in there. Does it need to be a Hebrew equivalent for it? It's kind of part of, it's just part of the thought. Now you're going to see, again, the same concept with all thakarash. All, again, is going to be not. But again, it's like we translate that clean. Because in English, this phrase is going to read, hold not thy peace. And thakarash is going to be that main concept of peace. All, not. Same thing for this. Well, all tashukwat and be not still. Most likely, this is going to be oh God also. So now when you look at the definition of this, so because we got all here, we got all here, all here, or all here. And we've seen this used in this context for not. In this case, we're seeing this used as a generic term for God. So again, in the blue letter, if you were to look that word up, and we can actually look at both of them real quick. So in its use for not, if we were to go to H408, make sure I'm sharing this screen again. should be able to see that pretty close to the bottom. All right, you'll see Allah, and that also could mean God. Again, it's just going to be a very blanket, generalized term. So I'm not going to say that like these two are necessarily going to be the same. You can swap them in and out. I think that's just going to be up to the translator's discretion on which form gets used. But the same way that we see all here being with this pronunciation, and we see Allah, just really the spelling difference, just in that context, because we see the different applications of these and how the variations of those. But if you were to look at that word Allah too, there's variations of that, more variations of Allah versus all. But you still get that generic term for God with all or Allah. You also get the Arabic name for God there too. It's almost as if Muhammad was copying influence from the Israelites and went down his own way about it. All right, the sound is back. All right, Salaki. For anything that you missed, you can always just recap. Check that out later. We're just kind of going over the variations at the end here of all, the Allah, and then if you were to look at the word Allah, what I said that was Hebrew 4:26. If you were to go in the Strong Concordance, or look that up in the Blue Letter Bible. I'll move on to verse 2. But I was explaining though, what you were reading in the Blue Letter Bible, and why I wasn't starting with that is in the King James, it doesn't include that opening part. It's just kind of like the introduction to that verse, because Psalms is like Psalms. So that was kind of like just like the title of that song, or that psalm. So in the Torah, it'll count that in verse 1. But in the 1611 or the other King James, it doesn't count it in the verse. So verse, technically, I guess, according to the Torah, we started with verse 2.
Concept.
Oh, this marker trash. All right, verse 2. Kaya Hana. Oh, that's not where I want to go with that. I'm getting all big for no reason. Kaya na. Awiyabika. So like I might have to let me shorten this down a little bit. Try to conserve some room. Yabika, Yahama Yawan. Wamasanagaka. Shawa. Nasha'awa. Helps when you read everything. Raj. Y'all can stop me at any point and let me know that I'm ramping up, man. Y'all gotta keep it secret. Kaya enough. Awiyabika. Yahama Yawan. Wamashanayaka. Nasha'awa. Raj. Like that green might be on its way out, so we'll just use the blue. For low. Oh shit, Slack, I spelled this wrong. My fault. Let me correct that. I spelled it right here. I did not spell it right in the Hebrew. Yaha. Yahama Yuan. Yahama Yuan. For lo, thine enemies. Make a tumult. They that hate thee it's not how you spell they. That's not how you spell thee. Let me get this right. Have lifted up the head. That was pretty straightforward. Rahash is head in Hebrew, so that works out. Give me 1 second. You copying it down?
No, I ain't got no. My problem.
That's how you know?
That's it.
Oh, that's 10 minutes.
So, wants me.
You?
No.
That's oh, you brought it up. Okay.
I'm just trying to get the curious in the sound, so I know when I really not listening pronounce it.
You can get a lot of practice on Saturdays.
I know. I don't like it.
Stupid. Everybody got an opportunity to look stupid. You would not, and that that'd be the wrong way to put it.
Well, I mean, look like
No, I know. I know.
The harder part is getting the sound right. But yeah.
We're more focused on trying to get it right, the first time around. It's gonna be a struggle no matter what. I don't think you're ever gonna be able to escape that. Perhaps not, is it? All right, yeah. So the Ra, that's one I wanted to point out. So similar to a couple other, for example, Yah. The Yah. So I guess just to give some explanation towards this, I think I've done this a couple times before, but these are just the English equivalents to to how we would pronounce the characters. That's just their phonetic value. And we're just using the English letters because that's what we're used to. And that's going to give us some familiarity on how to pronounce them, how to sound them out. So that ya by itself will just get pronounced ya. Or at the end, or I can't think of too many examples where it might be like ye. Like awin ya yaka. The name of that letter, it's like the name of that character, ya, is Yad. Y-A-D. Yad is Hebrew for hand. And the Paleo Hebrew being a pictographic language, that is a physical representation of a hand. Of like a hand stretched out. That's Yad. The character's name is Yad. The word for hand in Hebrew is Yad. Same thing for Ayan, the eye. The pictographic symbol for it is your eye. The name of that character is Ayan. The word for eye in Hebrew is Ayan. Good?
So if Ayan would be spelled I, Y.
Yeah. 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 I-Y-A-N. Yeah. Ayan. Ra'ash. Anybody want to give a guess as to what connection I'm about to make here? Sioux Falls? Since we're on this subject, Ed.
Depending on where it's at, you got different sounds. Is that it?
They all do, yeah. They all do. I'm just talking about this word right now. Ra'ash. Head. Based off of what we just went through with Yah, and Yah for hand, Ayan for eye, what might I be trying to connect here with the head? Ra'ash. Good? No. It's close, though. That's a close guess. Ra. The name for this character in Hebrew is going to be Ra'ash. The word for Ra'ash, or the word for head in Hebrew is Ra'ash. That is a pictograph of a head in Hebrew. Again, we say this in Hebrew, but yeah. So again, this is a very basic language. You know, a bull. The word for bull is Allah. Ba. For the ba is the word for house is ba, and it's represented with like the floor plans, like the blueprint to a house. Gamal is supposed to be a camel's hump. That word for, I can't remember, I'd have to double check if it's necessarily the camel itself or just like that portion of the camel, but that's the word used. So there's kind of that pattern. I just wanted to draw that out real quick with the word head. Ra'ash is the word for head. Ra'ash is also the name of the character here. Ra. Just wanted to throw that out there. Little fun fact for anybody that may not have known already. Now, some of the root words that we're dealing with here, though. I guess just a side note on the word hana. Here it's being used for low. Low is kind of shorthand for kind of calling attention to. So you're gonna see behold a lot of times. You're gonna see hana in the scriptures, and in English you're gonna see behold. And that's kind of the concept of, of low. And that usage. Now, enemies is the root word in Awiyabika. In Hebrew, it's gotta make more room, I think. The root word though is ayah. For enemies. Again, last week we kind of covered the application of ka as the possessive fixture to the end of somebody else. So for lo, and again, this is a prayer to the Most High, and we're asking him, keep not aside, be not still. For lo, maybe that's too much right now, but in this kind of structure, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate them lifted up the head. What might be another way that you could say for lo in this case? Again, the beginning of the prayer was, reaching out to the Most High, keep not thou peace, hold not thou silence. That's like an old school word. Let's something a little bit more modern. Look. That'd be closer to that concept, because we're in this case we're kind of given a reason why we're asking the Most High, hold not thy peace, be not still, hold not thy silence. Because look, for lo, behold, because look, your enemies. They make what's another word that we could say for this? Making them to make it tumult. How can we modernize that? Causing problems, kicking up dust, starting shit. Yeah. For lo, your enemies, like they fucking around. It's like for the language. It's like you got kids at home, it's like they're trying to start problems. And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. What might be a modern way to kind of break that part down? And they that hate thee have lifted up the head. No. So the concept of what they're doing here, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. So those people that are lifting up their head are the ones that hate the Most High. Like again? Say that again. Now that's kind of simplifying this. I like to modernize this. All right, so for lo, like, look, your enemies, they started some shit. All the people that hate you, that got a problem with you, they're showing out. They've lifted up the head, like they're kind of announcing themselves. They're making themselves known. They're lifting up the head. Like they poking out, like they trying to stand out. Yeah. Because when we get into the rest of the prayer too, I'm skipping ahead a little bit, because all these nations that were confederate against us, trying to destroy us as a people, they popping up. They trying to stand out. Yeah, like they're taking action now. They're lifting up the head like they're getting into the fight. Whereas before, again, when we were living under our power, by his law, statutes, and commandments, we were a feared nation. Because everybody knew what happened with Egypt. That story went around the world, and back. We started getting weak. We started falling away from our power, what made us powerful as a people. And all these nations start creeping in. The ones that hate God, his enemies, started some shit. Now they're lifting up the head. They're not hiding no more. Esau, what are they doing? They are loud and proud about it. They coming out the woodworks. They sticking their nose in everybody's business. They're on everybody's radar. Everybody's on their radar.
So like
Yeah.
make the tumble also mean make big that's put the most high, go against the most high, like eating food he shouldn't eat, doing bad stuff that he don't do what he doing.
In a broader aspect, yeah, not so much in this context, not so much in this application. Now that'd be kind of like maybe some smaller details or some of the lesser offenses that they're doing. Because serving up pork on the altar. Now that started some shit like what they did with the Maccabees, defiling their temple, bringing pork into their temple, into their high holy places, and putting pork on the altar. That's, to me, that'd be starting some shit. I would take that as personal disrespect if some heathen came in here, or even a brother came in here with a slab of hogs and try to put it on the table. I would look at it like, you're doing that on purpose. You know where you're at. You know we don't allow that here. You're doing that on purpose. You're starting a problem. I would definitely take that as a blatant act. So that's what's kind of going on here. And again, we're lifting up the head. They're being bold about it. They're trying to stand out. Just kind of go back to some of the root words now. So enemies, ayab, awiyabika. I got to get clarification on, because you're going to see a lot of words where wa gets kind of put in the middle, and that changes the word into, it kind of turns it into a verb almost. Or maybe verb is definitely not the right word. Maybe like a proper pronoun or pronoun of some sorts. Because like we got shamar. That's our word for like security, watch over, protect, a whole lot of different values and context to it. But if you were to put that Y in the middle of shamar and it becomes shawamar, that turns that word from like protect or watch over into a person that protects and watches over. So versus just like a simple like, so like the outline of biblical uses of ayab is enemy, personal, national. I'm not exactly sure what those other two mean there, how that would be applied. I have to look at other examples. But it just now why just kind of adds a little bit to it. I gotta get clarification on that though. Just to see what the grammatical ruling is on that.
So I can say,
Go ahead.
I'm not familiar with that much, but we say something before Shema, we salute the sisters, right?
Yeah.
Something pre-fit.
Yahweh, Shamar, Alatham, Ba'ashem Yahushai. So Most High watch over.
Okay.
Or Most High watch. Yahweh, Shamar, Alatham over you. So Yahweh, Shamar, Alatham, Most High watch over you. Ba'ashem Yahushai in the name of Christ. Or in the name of Yahushai, in the name of Jesus. All right, I think we got that to be enough. Well, it's like we want to go over a couple more of these. Hamad. So kind of this portion is going to be kind of the express use for tumult here. But again, if you were to go into The outline of biblical usage, a whole lot of different words could be used. To murmur, to growl, roar, cry aloud, mourn, rage. To be in a stir, to be in commotion, to be boisterous, to be turbulent. But again, back in 1611, in the days when they were translating this, just in that linguistic style of Old English, make a tumult was an appropriate definition for Yahuwah. But Hama is a root word there. Hama. Shana, root word here for 8. Shana for 8. And then kind of the inverse. I don't know what that sound is, but I don't like it. Oh, Slacky cat. It's Slacky, the brother's awake. Slacky, everybody's attentive, awake. Everybody's up. Count out of 1 count, and we can hear you live. And then Nasha, so kind of the inverse of this almost, Shana, we got Nasha for lifted. And then we went over this part, Ra'ash for head. I think we got enough time for one more verse. Yeah. Sorry?
Having a hard time with it.
Like navigating the app? We can work on that. It's like, whoa. Yeah, doing it on the tablet might help sometimes, but.
It's like, with the Rash, with that change, so if you change the Ra, would it change the Ash?
If you took this out,
the Ra, like they
hate,
it changed it.
If you took this out,
yeah,
and then just left this,
yeah,
that would be a whole different word.
That's what I thought. Okay. Stuff like that.
The other trooper that was here, Ash. Asheratazah. Ash is like fire. Okay. And again, depending on the context of the application of that word, like his name translates to scorched earth. Okay. So fire burns. burnt with fire, destroyed by fire, some kind of destruction. But fire is kind of the principle in that word ash. It's like if we were to take na out of here, sha'awa would be a completely different word. If we were to take a wa out of here, this would still be lifted, or lift, or whatever, extension or variation that might be. It could be lifted, it could be, where was it? To carry, support, sustain, carry off, to be exalted, to be carried, to be born, be carried off, taken away. The desire to exalt, to support, to aid, assist, to bear continuously, to cause one to bear, to cause to bring, have brought. Just different applications, different variations of it. So what are you experiencing with the blue letter that's giving you the problems?
That got to that quick. That's why I got that. Take notes with it. Touch the book.
When you open it, are you getting to this page first?
Be on the website.
This would be the better. This would be the better way to use it. I don't have the app on mine, so like you don't have access to this on the other way you read. So this would. Yeah. So then this. Let's just say get back to where you were, or let me see how you open it up. Is that like the front page, or? First open up the app, what's it go to? Okay. All right. So hit that middle button down there. Go to the top one, Blue Letter Bible. Open it external. That's going to bring you to this. Now you can type in where we are. So we're in Psalms 83. Just do 83 right now. I think even if you put the verse on there, it still might bring us to this. But this is going to open up that whole chapter. So now the tools that we were looking at before, the whole breakdown of the verse, open up the tools page here. That gives us the Hebrew. And then down here, where it gives you kind of linear definitions or crosses, keep. Like what I was talking about, how silence and keep are both covered under down all God. And then you can look at the Hebrew concordance of that word. Normally you go to the outline of the biblical usage, give you the definition. A couple of the tools here too that you can always use for other study tips. This will kind of give you like the root for that word, where this kind of gets its source from. So, back. Actually collapse that. There you go, and you can just move on to the next verses. Yeah, the blue letter can be a sound bit sometimes. Lacombe had shown me something, different feature about it that I never knew before. But once you get the hang of it, it can be a good ally. All right, so we're gonna erase this. We got time for one more verse. Going to verse 3. Kawhi, you ready to teach this?
No, not at all. Trying to understand.
I'm gonna keep my eye out for you. Looking for a substitute.
Explain. Right after the question first. I can't do that.
I want you to be able to teach
It's
it.
hard. It's easy. It changes so much. That changes a lot. It's like stuff before the word, after the word. They change the whole meaning. Subject for
It can, yeah.
It changes.
But you know, the same way that we got a hold of English, even though we don't grammatically, a lot of us might not know all the rules to the English language. We just use it. We speak it. We're articulated with it. We're artistic, creative with it.
You know, common stuff like I, set up to see. There's little stuff you remember. Spelling it. You can't, B-I-E.
Like a lot of us, and like I had to learn this. I'll take a little bit more. I had to learn a lot of this stuff. You know, like a fucking conjunction, things like that. Like they, half of the things that we're speaking, I didn't know it was a conjunction.
Yeah.
Or a possessive adjective, things like that. Like there's English is a, you know, to shout out to also English is a bastard tongue. But that's what we speak in our captivity. Brothers, you know, some brothers and sisters might be speaking Spanish or Portuguese or whatever. Yeah. It's okay to use it's okay to use the languages that we know to reconnect to our history. So again, you know, people that bring up, you know, shit about in Cap's Smoke Fridays, I don't want to call it a podcast, but when he went live early on Fridays, he opens up the board for anybody to come in and start whatever kind of shit they want. Yeah. And somebody was bringing up that argument about kind of the language difference and the origin of the letter J, the letter I, how that turned into the letter Y, how they all correlate, how there's like, you know, damn near some spiritual third dimension or fourth dimension connection between everything. It's a whole lot of nonsense. Yeah. It's just the language, they're just letters. People will say, like, you got to watch how you spell, you know, certain words and the spelling that you're using because, you know, what do witches cast? They cast spells. So you got to be careful on how you spell shit. You got to stop smoking weed first. Yeah. Because, like, that whole word about what the word that you're spelling, you know the definition of it. You know the application of it. It ain't hocus pocus. There's no power in that other than the manipulation that you can apply to somebody else. How you can get them to believe your bullshit, your lies, that's the spell that you can put on them. But it's not like in movies when they put when they mark shit with like rune stones or something like that, and then it glows, and then like, you know, some beast awakens from the earth. That shit don't happen. Yeah.
It seems like the white people so crafty. They did this on purpose, so we have to really study. They get our language back and get our history back the right way, like a black.
Absolutely. And then they assumed our identity for so long that who the hell else was going to look back at it and say, something don't seem right about y'all. We started reading this book, something kind of don't add up between you guys and these records. And then now look where we are. They weren't anticipating that. They just figured if we can soil enough layer, enough dirt, enough history, enough time, enough wars, enough catastrophe, enough trauma, enough drugs, enough poverty onto their history and identity, we can assume their identity, we can assume their role, and they're never going to think twice to look back.
It's a lot, sir.
Yeah.
They also, I read a book. I like to read. I read a book. White man wrote said they use replacement theology to visualize the church.
There you go. That's exactly.
They did.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So in contrast, or in our rebuttal to these devils, to these bastards, is every Friday night at 7 p.m. we go over LASHAWAN QADASH. Every Monday we go over brotherhood. Every Tuesday we go over law. Every Wednesday and Thursday scripture breakdown. We got a Sabbath service every Saturday to combat them. We got drug abuse and addiction abuse counseling programs and counselors. We got food programs and clothing programs. We got prison programs. We got GED programs, resume building programs, job search programs. Just for a lot of people that were never exposed to anything outside of hustling drugs or trying to be basketball player or entertainment.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Sir, shout out to Isupk for doing this.
Absolutely.
For it. Do it on own time, when we pay nothing.
Yeah. And listen, if we can get a 501c3 too, we're gonna run with that also. There's nothing wrong with that. Ezra had a 501c3. For those of y'all in the internet world that don't know this, that want to mock people for using those government funds and that tax exempt status to tap into some of the resources to fuel this mission. Damn all that. Ezra had a 501c3.
I always see the fake Israelites.
There you go.
Shit about 501c3. They get something bad, like it's something evil. Really, it just seems like they hate it because we have an organization that doesn't naturally do it. They have to do more.
Yeah.
It's just like ever since I've always seen that online, people trying to shun people that have 501c3. It's not the same. It's not the same.
It's not. And I understand where some of the dogma and hesitation might come from, because you see a lot of organizations out there that how they use the funds and the resources that they get their hands on. They line their pockets with it. They doctor their books so that they can use it for private excursions versus what they said on paper, the contracts that they signed, what they said that they were going to use it for. And then they never do it. And they take advantage of the people. They get grandma and grandpa to come to the church for 100 years and taking all their money, but telling them, because we got this 501c3 or whatever, we have access to all this bounty that for $100 seed that you can sow $100 seed and you can receive, and then they never get shit out of it. And not that I've ever seen. I don't know one person that's ever been able to rely on the church and get anything out of this. Good.
They do all that to themselves cheap dinner for fundraiser or read in the church. But all they do is take money in church. They don't do it for people. It is paid. They tell you need God, we'll pray for it.
Yeah. You've seen that. You've seen more examples of that, and especially those mega churches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm holding no truth. I really want to sue this church I used to go to because I had got like this lump sum when I was younger. I had agreed to donate money to this church.
Oh yeah.
Man, I hate that I did that. I need that man for the UPK.
Yeah, we could have used that.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That'd been nice.
Give us our money
Yep. All the money that I put into that Ronald McDonald House little thing at McDonald's, like all those little donations that you see pop up all over the place. Yeah. Round up at Walgreens or something like that. It's on the surface, a lot of these might look like, really good, authentic causes. Cancer. Who doesn't want to fight cancer?
Where the money go?
They don't talk to me about it. They just ask for the money. I don't get nothing else about it.
I don't even try to sing too.
It's hard to. It's hard to nowadays. So I understand why people might look at the UPK like, oh, y'all niggas got that government money. So that means you must have agreed to teach or to operate in some kind of accordance to their agenda in order for them to give you resources. Just because you got a 501c3 too also doesn't even mean that you're going to get those resources, guys. It just means you can apply for the shit.
All they do is tune in and hear what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And we'll be at a reservation. We go everywhere for hours away in the cold, no food.
Yeah.
Giving stuff to them on
Yep.
the dime, on the time.
Yep.
So everything's done on our own.
And we're not rich men.
No.
We're not rich men. If we had access to some of those services and goods to offset those expenses, we could put in even more effort and energy into those programs and projects. So no, if you got a 501c3, listen, go get it, man. If you got a good underwriter that knows how to apply for those grants, that very eloquent with their words, can give a good presentation and delivery, go get it. Make use of it. Put your brick in. Put that effort into it. And don't be ashamed of it. Don't be afraid of it.
Everybody has a tool.
Yeah.
It's like breakfast. You're rich is a tool.
And I'm going to use all the tools that they got available out here for us. Like there's a right and a wrong way to go about it. And, I'm not going to bash anybody for not getting a 501c3. I ain't going to bash them for getting a 501c3. I'm only ever always going to say, if you're not, if I always ask brothers who talk that, kind of black power shit, if they're mad about the conditions that they see our people in, the shit that happens to us, the short end of the stick, the brothers that get freed, 20, 30 years from prison because of DNA evidence, or that got, falsely accused and arrested and served, half of their life in prison anyway, just to get exonerated from a system, decades ago that targeted them in their youth and in their naivety and their innocence, and got them to, sign off on a confession. What was it, the Central Park 5? I think they played them like that too. Pressed them to sign confessions. And then just to find out that they were all innocent. And that changed their life forever. You can't get that back. If you're mad about shit like that, and you're not in the UPK, you're not mad enough.
Nope. Right.
You're not mad enough about it. And what does that anger look like over here? Getting brothers and sisters off of drugs. Getting them out of that church. Giving them their identity and their culture back. And now a lot of that culture starts with your language.
Yeah, saving lives.
Yeah, and absolutely. And for some people, this might be one of those triggers, one of those mechanisms that makes it snap in their head. That really, gets them to dig their heels in. For other people, it might be the Sabbath service. It might just be reading the Bible with like-minded, family.
So this help open up the hit meanings that's in the Bible, because you get a root word where the word really comes from.
It clears up a lot of stuff. Yeah. It clears up a lot of stuff. And again, ain't no hocus pocus to it. It's not the further we get into this, it's going to look a lot easier. We still might struggle with memorizing all the vocabulary words and how to apply that in a sentence order of operation and things like that. Just like we saw in verse 1, it started off, in Hebrew, it started off one way, but in English, it kind of went backwards. It started off in a completely different manner. So learning some of those rules, that can be a little bit tricky to memorize and see where it applies, how it applies. How much freedom we have with being able to govern that kind of swap. If we have to start that way, if we can start a different way, what kind of options are afforded us, the deeper we get into our culture.
So it seems like the enemy knows our Bible. We're tricked up, man. We don't really research it. He gets like they think Snake actually talked or something like that. You know, just like we really have to study our language to know.
Absolutely, and that's the problem with all those different versions. Yeah, like I think in the blue letter, there's something else I'd have to look into more personal. If it does the same Hebrew and Greek concordance with like the NIV, the ESV, and all that stuff, and it's like I think that actually kind of took up the rest of the time, but that was a good conversation, good points, both sides there. So homework for y'all in here and for the brothers and sisters at home that are watching, the verses that we wrote down here in the same format. So we started off with the Assyrian, using the English characters to show how it would sound, and then the English kind of word for word translation and breakdown underneath. Instead of the Assyrian, I want you to substitute that with the Paleo Hebrew. So what you got there in your notebook, instead of the Assyrian alphabet, because that's what we were originally writing with. Although those two verses that we went through. Yep. You're going to translate everything that you wrote down using the Assyrian alphabet into the Paleo Hebrew. And then I don't know how much y'all remember from this, but like the connectors. So for example, like if we had we'll say Barak. The ba gets pronounced separately, so we use a mark like this. The ka gets pronounced with the ra. So instead of it having that ah sound at the end of it, that would drop off, and you just got ra. These get pronounced together, so we use this mark. So based off of what you have in the Assyrian, to the best of your ability, because we'll go through it, we'll review it, we'll make any corrections, we'll talk about any issues. All right, perfect. So for Rapid City, for Sioux Falls, same thing, same assignment. You guys are a little bit more used to that. And then also I want the voice file, the audio file of everybody reciting the alphabet. So with that, get ready for Monday's Matthew Breakdown, the continuation of Lacan's Matthew Breakdown series. I believe we're in chapter 18. I believe we got a brother from Detroit teaching the class. I don't know if he's coming in live or if that's going to be remote also. I want to say Chazak Ahmad. I can't be sure. Salaki to the man above me. I don't want to throw him in there if that's not something that they had agreed upon. But tune in Monday, nevertheless, for the continuation of the Matthew breakdown. We should be in chapter 18. December 14th. Start getting ready for this too. The Feast of Dedication, otherwise known as Hanukkah. You can find it in Maccabees, Second Maccabees, I believe, 56, 6th chapter. Stay tuned for more details on that. But get ready. Get ready. Try to take off for work if you are able to. I know one year Hanukkah actually fell on Christmas. Hanukkah ain't got shit to do with Christmas. It doesn't have anything to do with very, very small hats. Nothing at all. It's not Arabic. It's not what do they Ramadan? No, Ramadan is their fast. It ain't got shit to do with Kwanzaa. A whole lot of it ain't got nothing to do with it. It got something to do with us, though. So do what you can to prepare your household, your families, to accommodate your culture, these high holy days, holy convocations. We got Feast of Purim coming up in March. The Lord's 57th Passover coming up April 4th in Houston, Texas. And with that, shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua to the brothers, Yahweh Shamar Allah Tham Shem Yahshua to the sisters. We out.